Hi! Welcome to a new vlog. I had to think about that for a second. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm just about to take off and go to the house. I'm mostly packed and ready to go. Just need to put the camera in my little camera case and put that in my work bag, and then I will get on the road. I've just been listening to podcasts all morning. There's a self-publishing podcast, writing and like business side of self-publishing podcast that I've been listening to called Create If Writing, and she's not going to be continuing the podcast indefinitely. She's not sure when or if she's coming back, but there's like over 200 episodes, so I've just started getting into this little bit of a kick of going back and reading and listening to them. So I've listened to, I think I'm on my second one this morning, and I'm almost done with my second one this morning. That's been great. It's been a good morning. It's a little bit after 10. It's almost 10:30, so I do need to go because I like to get to the house by around 11. I've got a few tasks to work on today. I do want to try to write and edit because I feel like, as you saw in the last vlog, I felt like I made a lot of really good progress yesterday on both. I edited 4 chapters. I wrote 2,000 words. Feeling really good. So today I'm going to try to at least meet my whatever Scrivener is telling me my daily goal is. It was 1,498 words yesterday. That will probably come down because I did an extra 506 words yesterday. Don't know that I'll get 4 chapters edited today, but if I can do at least 2, then it means I only need to do 3 to 4 over the next couple days. Today, as far as business stuff goes, I want to finish up my cover presentations. I kind of got the majority of it done. I'll probably show those to you in tomorrow's clips. We can look at how I put together a presentation of cover ideas for a cover designer. In this case, for the 2 books I'm working on, I am the cover designer in question. So they're for me, but I still like going through the process because it was really helpful when I ended up doing the cover for Brave With You. It was helpful that I'd already put together that presentation. So yeah. So I'm going to work on those. And then the big thing I created the file last night for the cover presentations, but also for my author business plan. So I've packed the book by Joanna Penn, Author Business Plan. So I'm going to go through the templates and start building that out. I don't know why I'm waving my lip balm lip gloss thing. This is the Sephora Melting Lip Clicks, but it's what I'm wearing now. I love it. I want to get more colors in this because I actually really do love it. So I want to work on that. I figure the author business plan is a really great thing I can work on while I'm sitting and watching reality TV shows on Bravo on demand. So that is kind of my plan for today. That and snuggling with the dogs. Gus wasn't at the house last week because he was with his mommy, my sister. So he was with her, but he is back. So at least I think he's back. So I'm going to get to hang out with him today after not seeing him last week, and then see if I can get Lexi to snuggle with me. She usually wants to hang out in Mom's office, even though Mom ignores her all day. So I'm looking forward to seeing both of them. So that's that. That's where we are at the start of this vlog. So I will update you on my author business plan once I've started making some progress on it, and probably not tonight, but tomorrow when we're back here at the desk, I will show you the cover presentations. It will be a slight spoiler to what those covers will look like. Although I did, knowing I was going to show it to you, I did take off the title to Across the Pond Book 3. Normally it would have the title in the document, but I'm not ready to give away the title to that just yet. Independent Hearts Book 1, however, I'm almost ready to do a title reveal. I just don't have a title. So I do need to think about that. I might start getting myself to think about that. I got some ideas. I'm just not completely there yet. And I know kind of what I want to do for it. I want each of the books in the Independent Hearts series to have like a title convention that I can fall on. And so like the first book takes place in a bookshop. So I kind of want it to be an X and Y kind of a title. So like books and something. But that second word, I want it to have something to do with like love and romance. So like books and hearts, but like then they're not both B words. So I need to think of like a bunch of words that relate to books and reading and bookshops and things like that, and then a bunch of words that relate to love and romance and relationships, because then the next book I think is going to take place in a pub/inn, and so then something related to that will be the first word, and then the second word will be something love related, and then like there'll be a floral one probably set like in a floral shop or a candle shop. So it'd be like candles and something something. So yeah, it doesn't need to be that fancy. It just needs to convey the location it's set and romance. And so I just need to sit down and like brainstorm words, like open up a thesaurus. That is a really hard word to say when you have a little bit of a lisp like I do. So yeah, I need to do some brainstorming on that. It's not going to be a complicated title, but I'm just not feeling very creative as far as titles are concerned. Anyway, this has been a really long intro, so I'm going to go grab the rest of my things and get on the road. Welcome back. It is Thursday. It's Thursday. It's 1:30, just about. At 4, I have to run out for an appointment. So I'm not sure how much work I'm going to get done, but I do want to try to meet my word goal in Across the Pond and try to get at least 3 chapters edited. My appointment is from 4 to 5. So yeah, I'm not going to get any work done when I get back. So it's going to be tight because I wanted to talk to you guys and show you my cover presentations so far. So I've talked about how I will be doing the covers for Across the Pond Book 3 and Independent Hearts Book 1. I am at a stage in my writing career where I'm not making enough to be able to invest money back into the books. So I'm kind of DIYing everything. I'm not able to outsource a lot of these jobs. So I do my own editing, I do my own formatting, which I did invest money in vellum, so that makes that easy. But I do my own copy editing, proofreading, and my own covers. And I'm lucky that I have some existing skills that help me with that. But I wanted to show you these cover presentations because I think every cover designer is different, but this is what I would send to a cover designer if I was working with someone. Whether you're hiring someone or not, I like putting together a presentation of the book with the ideas that you as the author has. Obviously, this is more for self-publishing than traditional publishing because they kind of handle the cover for you. But I just thought it might be fun to show you what my little cover presentations look like. If there are any cover designers watching this, you can let me know if this is like a good idea or not, if this is something you would like to see from a potential client. But if I were working as a cover designer, this is what I would want. This is what helps me to be able to do the covers. So this is just kind of the presentation as I have it so far. So I've got kind of the title page, what it is, Across the Pond Book 3, cover presentation. This would normally have the title, but I'm not yet revealing the title to you guys, so I don't have that yet. Next page, this kind of shows part of what would be on the main page. The book title by me, this should be Andrea Severson, Across the Pond Book 3. I normally have a basic premise. This would normally be like a full paragraph, but again, I'm not yet ready for you guys to know quite that much about book 3. So those details will be coming later. Cover needs, these are more the technical spec. Paperback cover will include the front and back cover with spine. I will provide a template later. I don't get the template until I have the book written, edited, formatted, and proofread and know what the final page number for the book will be. Then I can enter all that information on Amazon, KDP, and I can get a template made specifically for my book. Cover needs, so there's a little bit more information. So the Kindle cover is just a full image of the front cover with all of the necessary text. The paperback cover includes the front and back cover with the spine that has a consistent design that wraps around. Front cover will be an image consistent with the first 2 books in the series, so London scenery, Eleanor in the foreground, title at top, tagline, author name, series title, and installment number, so that's Across the Pond Book 3. The spine, I want to have some kind of small illustration element like a flower or a cup of coffee along with the title and the author name. That was something I wanted to do with the first 2 books and it just never quite happened, but I'm wanting to kind of put that in. I just kind of feel like the spines are just a little boring at the moment. I want them to look a little bit nicer so that when the book is like in someone's bookshelf that there's a little something. I'll eventually go back and redo that element of the covers on the other 2 books, but going forward I'm wanting to kind of, as I'm realizing what can be done better going forward, I'm trying to make those changes as I go. And I want to come like an icon for each book. So like book 1 might be Big Ben, book 2 might be a flower because of the Covent Garden Market, book 3 will be something, I haven't figured it out yet. And then every book going forward as well will have some kind of small illustrative icon that represents that book. The back cover will have a small illustration on one of the top corners and a larger illustration element at the bottom corner, like a coffee cup or Eleanor's laptop and notebook, something like that. That was also something I'd wanted to have on book 2 and it just didn't quite happen because I was in such a rush. So now I've got a little bit more time. Then I like to put in some imagery of what I'm looking for. So I've got some kind of pictures of London, and then I'm really leaning towards like a Muse Street background because the Muse Street and Patrick's Muse house has been a big feature in the book so far. I just feel like it's time for that to kind of make an appearance on the cover. So this is the image I'm leaning towards, this one on the far right. That is actually a picture that I've taken. So I'm kind of leaning towards something like this with a little outline of Eleanor in the one bottom corner there. And then I can just kind of change things that make the sky look a little bit prettier. This is a very gray day. But I liked these other Muse Street pictures to kind of see what some of the plants and pottery pots and stuff can look like outside. So, and then for some of the illustrated elements, or the other like smaller illustrated elements, I've just got some source imagery for flowers and books and notebooks and laptops and things like that. So, and then the general themes are like London, the city of London as a specific area within London, muse streets, flowers, coffee, writing are kind of the main themes, visual themes related to this series. I'm still toying with ideas. It could be a different London skyline building. So Big Ben was for book 1. I did the Covent Garden Market for book 2. So I think the Gherkin and Tower Bridge and stuff will probably make appearances on the covers. It was an idea that I had. I think I'm leaning more towards option number 2, which is a muse street with cobblestones and cute plants hanging from the windows and things like that. And then either way, Eleanor would be in the foreground corner holding a cup of coffee or a book or something related to her character. This is kind of a sample of what the template looks like, so I put that in so I can kind of visualize what all of this will be like. I can see, where the barcode needs to be, so I can kind of start planning out, as you will see on this slide. This was my little really rough mock-up sketch for Brave With You. I haven't yet done one for the next book, but I will. But you can see how I was thinking of having a little icon illustration on the spine, having some illustrations down at the bottom corner here and at the top corner, and then the book description, author bio, author photo, all of that stuff. And then I kind of noted out where the series title and installment number, my name, tagline, and title would go, and all of that. And then I put more ideas explaining my really bad sketch. So if I were sending this off to a designer, you can kind of get a sense from the sketch of what I'm doing, but the sketch is also really, 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 really rough. So it'd be really important to kind of explain, this is what my little stick figures mean. I can draw better than this, obviously, because I did end up drawing the finished cover, but for this stage, I'm just trying to give a quick suggestion of layout and placement so I can start to visualize that. So I still need to do that for this specific book, and then I'll swap that image out for this one. And then I've put some deadlines for myself. So for this one, I want the rough sketch to be done by August 1st. I want to then have a final line drawing by August 15th, because that's the biggest, hardest part. And so then from August to October, I can then play around with things in Photoshop. That's the fun part. That's the easier part. That's the part that I'm happy to do, 10, 15 minutes a night while I'm watching TV to get it just right. But I think once school starts, I really want the harder part of the actual line drawing and getting it scanned into the computer to be done by then. And then Kindle cover needs to be done by October 1st for a social media cover reveal, and then the full paperback cover front and back and spine by October 15th, so that I have time to get everything uploaded and ready to be published. So that's the kind of general presentation for now. What I should have also is a slide, and I'll add these in for just future reference. I should have a slide that has all of the text that needs to be included. So for the front cover, the title of the book, the tagline, my name, and the series title and installment number. And then for the back of the book, that's the author bio and the book description. A lot of that I don't have written yet, but I should still have a slide in here with space for me to add those in once I'm ready. That way, everything I need, the idea is whether I'm sending this to a cover designer or using it myself, everything I need is in this file. So that's across the pond, but then I'm going to give you a little sneak peek at Independent Hearts and what you can expect from that. So same thing, basic premise, haven't written it yet, don't want to give too much away there. Cover needs, this is all the same. Cover needs second page. I think the main thing that changed is the front cover will be an illustration of the shop front of the bookshop, which is where the majority of the first book is set. The spine will have a smaller version of the shop front if I can make that work. And the back cover will again have smaller illustrations relevant to the book. An alternate back cover, I thought it might be really cute if the front cover was the front of the shop and the back cover was the back of the shop. I just think that might be making things a little too complicated, but we'll see. So there you go. You'll have to see what happens. Then I've got some source imagery. So a couple of these pictures, the path one here and the shop front or the building exterior here are pictures of mine. And I'm still trying to find some more pictures, but then I'm also, there's a cat in the book. So I've got a picture of a cat, books, coffee cup, some more Victorian type era shop fronts, more books. Themes for this series is small town, shop fronts, coffee shops, bookshops, books, coffee cups, and tabby cats. Possible cover option, full-size illustration of the shop front with bay windows for the shop displays. Suggested but not too detailed. I don't want to drive myself crazy, especially with having to color everything in Photoshop. Title at the top, author name at the bottom, and I think the tagline will be in one of the upper windows of the shop. And then the back cover could have the back of the shop or simply smaller illustrations, but I do want it to have some artistic detail on the back cover. And then I've still got these same pages, but again, the image to the left is a placeholder. I don't yet have that sketched out, but I will do that. And then the deadlines for this one are I want a rough sketch by June 15th, which is coming up really fast, and then a final line drawing by June 25th, Kindle cover done by July 1st, hopefully, and full paperback cover done by July 5th. So that one's going to move really, really, really fast. That's kind of roughly how I'm preparing to do my covers. So the next step is, now that I've done this research, for the next few days, I'm kind of just starting to practice some sketching. So I'll try to show you some of that in the upcoming vlogs, me actually working on sketching. I mean, I'm probably more critical of myself than I should be. I don't feel like I'm the best illustrator. I do think illustration is a skill. It's one that I have not practiced recently, and so I am pretty rusty, which is why I'm trying to use the summer to brush up those skills a bit. I feel comfortable enough to do this myself. Obviously, if I could afford a really great cover designer, I would absolutely do that, but for someone who could do better than they are out of my price budget, I'm making the best that I can. But I do like the ideas that I've come up with, and I do think that they are within what I am capable of doing. And so my advice, if you are in the position of having to do your own covers, covers don't have to be super fancy, but they do need to be done well. There is a minimum standard they need to meet. And so I do think, and this goes against a lot of advice you're going to hear, a lot of people will say you should absolutely always hire a cover designer. And are my covers potentially holding my books back? It is possible. And that is something that one day I will invest more money in to doing, and I will redo covers and change them up periodically just to keep the brand fresh anyway. So that's why I didn't put pressure on myself to have the best, flashiest, snazziest cover from the beginning. I'm starting with what I can manage from where I'm starting, basically. I do think that it is possible to do your own covers and have them just be kind of clean and fresh and within what you are capable of doing. And there are lots of resources out there for doing your own covers. So help is out there to learn. It's just a commitment. You are having to learn how to be a cover designer and a graphic designer and how to put all of this together. You do need to learn how to use some kind of editing software like Photoshop. So it's not easy. It's like, I'm just in the position of I have more time than I have money. So this is where I'm investing my time, if that makes sense. So hopefully if you're in the position of having to do your own covers, this has helped you kind of figure out one way to approach it. This is how I approach it. And for the rest of you, hopefully this was a fun little sneak peek into what these two covers are going to look like. But it is now 1:45, so I've got 2 hours, because I've got to leave in 2 hours to make my appointments. I've got 2 hours. I'm going to at least get my writing done for the day. I will then check in with you guys probably later after I get back from OT, and we will wrap up this vlog. Okay, it is now just about 20 after 6. I'm home from occupational therapy. It was my last appointment. I still have some problems with my hands, but they've kind of done as much as they can do. So I just need to keep working on my exercises at home. Forgot to say, yesterday I started working on, I mentioned that I did start working on my author business plan based off of the information in this book. Not sponsored. So I haven't finished it, but let me know if seeing my author business plan or hearing more about it is something that you would be interested in. I wouldn't go through it in super specific detail because I don't want to give away like the template that she uses, because I feel like you should buy her book to see her template. But I can talk you through some of it and just kind of discuss how I'm viewing my author business plan, if that makes sense. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I hope you enjoyed seeing behind the scenes of the cover design process. It's an ongoing process, so that's not like a definitive thing, but I hope you enjoyed it. Now I just need to fish out our Hygge questions because it's time to end this vlog. I'm barely coherent anymore. Okay, here's an interesting one. If you had an extra room in your home, what would you use it for? I would love to have an actual office that I could close the door on and at the end of the day, leave the room, leave it all behind, not have it be part of an open plan space like it is now. Like, this is fine, but I do wish I had a second bedroom that could be a guest room / office, and that this space here could actually be a dining area like it's supposed to be. But I had to make a decision when I moved in. I did have a dining table and an office at one point, and it was just really cramped, and I ended up not really using the desk. I was using the dining table as my desk all the time. So it just finally made sense to just admit defeat. It's not like I was hosting dinner parties here, but I was working at home nearly every day. So I needed an office. I didn't need a dining room. And so this area got converted to that purpose. If you had an extra room in your home, what would you use it for? I would love to know. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog and the self-publishing chat. Give the vlog a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All that great stuff. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!